Bye weeks are out in full force this week, and you need to know who to target on your IDP waiver wire. Lucky for you, I got several players that I'm targeting in my leagues that I think you should target in yours, and we're going to get to those guys right now. Welcome back to the Dynasty Rewind YouTube channel. My name is Bob Van, IDP Man. Welcome in if you are new, and if you are new, I do hope you consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below who your favorite waiver wire target is for week 7. And with all that said, we're going to get right into my favorite targets for this week. When looking at my favorite targets this week, one of them has to be Jonathan Greenard, defensive lineman on the Houston Texans. Quietly having a strong start to the year, 4 sacks in 3 games played. He missed 2 games due to injury, left 1 game after sustaining an injury, but he's all good to go now, and he's been really the only bright spot for this Houston defense, outside of a newly revitalized Christian Kirksey in IDP. But honestly, we had to sacrifice Zach Cunningham, so that's really not that cool to me. In those 3 full games, he's mustered up 13 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 5 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hits, which isn't too bad for a guy that I think you can probably acquire very cheaply off of your waiver wire. Now, I'm hurting pretty badly at defensive back in a lot of my leagues. I had a ton of Jamal Adams, Jeremy Chins coming into the season, and quite frankly, those guys just haven't panned out. So one of my favorite targets this week is Kyle Duggar on the New England Patriots. He's managed to increase his workload significantly throughout the course of the season already. This week, playing 99% of the snaps and about 90 of those in the box or on the defensive line. My one big downside of this is Patriots defenders are often very unpredictable and usually leave you wanting more if they don't hit their upside, but he's still somebody I definitely want to side with the upside of and just add in my league where I can. You can slot him right into your starting defensive back spot, let him fill in for injured players or bye week players, whatever the case is, and at worst case, you have a pretty solid upside play. Another defensive back that I'm looking at who didn't necessarily go off this past week, but he did secure himself a starting role is Juwan Thornhill of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Thornhill finally took the job away from Daniel Sorensen, who personally I've never been high on as a player. He's obviously been a decent IDP asset for the most part, but I've always felt that he's lacked a certain talent or skill level for the game, and I always felt that Juwan Thornhill had a lot more to offer. Also of note, while we're talking Kansas City defenders, Willie Gay actually got his first significant reps of the season after battling back from an injury, even surpassing Anthony Hitchens on the snap counts, so he might be another guy you can kind of keep an eye on. Another linebacker that I'd like to discuss is Juwan Bentley of the New England Patriots as well. While he's been healthy this year, Juwan Bentley has really been the run stuffer that we wanted him to be last year. He is questionable heading into this week, but if he's starting out there, he should be starting in your lineups as well. Another linebacker for you to target is going to be Micah Kiser of the Denver Broncos. The Broncos have now lost Josie Jewell and Alexander Johnson, both to torn pectorals this season. Not great, and it's always just kind of weird when you lose 2 guys at the same position to the same injury. But all joking aside, that really sucks. But Micah Kiser is set to fill in, and if you're between Micah Kiser and Justin Sternad, who's done nothing replacing Josie Jewell thus far, the pick for me has got to be Micah Kiser, somebody who, while he's been in a starting role before, has done okay, at least when it comes to IDP production. But as a bonus, I would be paying attention to Baron Browning, the rookie linebacker who is working his way back from a concussion. Moving on to another linebacker, that's Derek Barnes of the Lions. He hasn't really blown up yet, but he's finally seeing those meaningful reps you like to see for a rookie linebacker. Something cool with him on Sleeper, he is DL eligible as well, so you can kind of fire him up in that slot as a bit of an advantage. He racked up 8 tackles this past week while only playing 32 reps. He's been pretty darn productive on limited reps, and you'd expect the more reps he sees, the more production he'll have for your fantasy team. If and when he secures a larger role, you'll probably just wish you added him sooner. And as a fun little bonus today, as I mentioned in my offensive waiver wire video today, go check out Jamal Agnew, wide receiver / defensive back on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, he really only plays wide receiver for them. He doesn't line up on defense at all, but bonus, he also returns kicks, so he can get you points there if your league recognizes those statistics. But if you're in an IDP league, you can slot him into your wide receiver or your DB slot, which is pretty neat. That is it for the waiver wire video today. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. Check out the other videos on the channel. Get caught up on those other waiver wire videos, as well as make sure you check out the offensive waiver wire video that I just posted today as well. I will see y'all again on Thursday for my IDP rankings, but until then, y'all have a good one.